After playing Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, I wanted more Monster Hunter games under my belt, and for some reason I gravitated towards Wild Hearts. When I first heard about this game, I saw its gameplay, and while back then, I thought of it as a mix between Monster Hunter and Fortnite shit. Honestly, after beating the game, I gotta throw that idea right out the window that it's just a Monster Hunter that had a baby with Fortnite, because holy shit, this game is much more than I imagined it to be. The gameplay is amazing, the story is actually pretty decent, and the world of the monsters are interesting, as well as the characters, who at best are better than most characters are in these type of games, if that makes sense. I'm looking at you, Monster Hunter World, your characters. What the fuck, bro? So let's talk about story first. For the most part, the story is actually pretty nice to hear and listen to, and be around. I will say I did have to get used to the whole the characters mixing Japanese words with English for me, but before getting used to it, it was cringy. But after you start to get used to it, you ignore it like full outright, right? So basically, you are a hunter. People who hunt kimono, the monsters of this world. You get fucked up from an ice wolf where you nearly die. Then some old man plants some item in your heart to help you live. The item the old man plants in your heart lets you use Karakuri, not Katakuri, not the guy from One Piece, Karakuri. Devices you build in battle to help tip the scales in your favor. Not only that, it's an item that lets you build stuff that collects, other items in the world, helps you traverse the map faster, and a variety of ways too. Honestly, it's crazy how creative a bunch of this stuff is. The creative ways you fight monsters with these buildings make the game much more fun, and traversing to different locations. It's just awesome having to go ahead and rope dart somewhere or use propellers, launchers. It makes the game feel so much more interactive with the world. The story focuses a good bit on Karakuri, where we become the main hunter of the town, and using Karakuri to breathe new life into it, where you help slay monsters and you help the townsfolk in general. Learning the history of the lands of Minato and hearing how fucked up it got, where all the hunters went, like previously the ancient hunters, were pretty cool. It's pretty cool to hear. And what happens to them all at the end, which is revealed at the end of the game, is honestly pretty cool and baller. I will say the game does a way better job incorporating the townspeople with specific battles, which are pretty cool. The fact that you can actually build up the town, and it just makes your commitment to the town feel deeper, if that makes any sense. The town experiences joys and hardships during the course of the game, and it does a great job story-wise to give purpose to what you do, and builds the motivations of each character in the whole game, in the story. The monsters themselves are pretty fucking sick to fight, from the poison crow to the tornado tiger to the fucking peacock and to the lava gorilla, and many more monsters and variants to make the fights more interesting. The weapons to fight them are pretty baller too. The game really leans into the whole Japanese aesthetic, especially with weapons like the umbrella made out of blades, the scythe with a chain hook, a transforming staff, and the classics like the katana, the heavy blade, the hammer. Each weapon has their own movements and special moves. Of course, with the Karakuri, the move list is also extended too. You can really do some amazing ass shit fighting these monsters. And it makes you feel baller as fuck until you get swatted out the sky like some fucking fly on some crazy bullshit, and you're almost one shot. You got to run away and drink your little Estus flask that you drink, your divine water. Personally, my personal weapons, my main weapons is the scythe with the hook to have maximum movement, and a staff that can transform into 5 different weapons, and you can combo into them. Right? I personally suggest playing this game if you enjoy monster hunting type games or want to try something new. Wild Hearts is a game that can be hard, I suppose, but the grind can be annoying. It takes a bit to learn, and unfortunately, because it isn't as popular as Monster Hunter World, Rise, or not in the mainstream, it doesn't have a significant amount of players, but there are still people playing the game. You will find people joining you, or you can join them, you can join their servers and stuff like that. But I honestly feel like this game needs more people to play, and its potential is honestly just better than Monster Hunter. Although the grind can be annoying like in most Monster Hunter type games, but it's normal. like I said, is the game hard? It honestly varies, honestly, depending on the armor and weapon damage you have. It can be easy or extremely hard to fight. If you like to go ahead and maximize everything, like, oh, this monster is weak to this, let me go ahead and farm these specific monsters to have this set to make it easier to fight this new stronger monster that I'm gonna fight. Or is you're just like me and just oonga boonga everything and just go ahead and fight everything with the same set and just slightly upgrade and do whatever you want. That's cool too. That's cool too. But if you are consistently using the same weapon in fights, you should be fine. And upgrading it, getting better drip. The drip in this game is actually pretty nice. If you're changing your primary weapon because you found something cooler and feels better to you, using your already upgraded weapon to farm materials for your next, primary weapon is easier here than, other games, because, they like to go ahead and make things difficult for you and make the hunts, feel, longer, I suppose. It's weird. But with the higher tier weapons, you need to destroy like low tier monsters to get to that point. It's a whole process. But I'm not gonna go ahead and get into that system. It's relatively simple because of the whole star system, and it's really nice that if you want to take down a specific monster, or you want a specific weapon, you upgrade it to a certain point, it has these little stars, and because of that star, what type of monster you need to fight to get it. It tells you the ingredient list and so on. So I'm not gonna get super into it. I kind of just did, but fuck it, we ball, right? My honest suggestion to you, if you are going into this game, come into it with a fresh mind, ready to slay monsters and be as creative as possible doing it. Some of the craziest moments I've had was when I was partnering up with some higher level players due to joining their server and stuff, and fighting monsters way above my fucking pay grade. But it was so goddamn fun. Mainly because what helped, like, even the scales was the building. I was using the building to my advantage, and I was able to contribute well and even, help out the other players and deal a good amount of damage. The potential for this game is actually pretty crazy. It is better with traversal than Monster Hunter and make each hunt more unique than the last, while also giving you different ways to fight these monsters, who continuously get stronger and harder to pin down. If this game does get a sequel, the addition of more monsters with differing patterns, maps, weapons, and buildings, right? Buildings to use to make the game more, just incredible, more fun, right? There's already like so much, stuff you can do like out in the open world, but adding more would be incredible. It would be incredible. One thing I would love to add, since the townspeople actually do fucking help you in specific battles, like, would be raids on the town where NPCs ordered by the hunters to take up specific positions to help fend off, a whole kimono raid. Similar to Monster Hunter Rise's Rampage mode, but works as a looser version of a tower defense that Rampage mode does, and allows you to defend Minato either from the sky or from the ground. It could be cool. Maybe towns being made in each zone would help offer up different locations and different stuff you can do in these raids. I honestly think it would be pretty fucking badass. All this would end up with a powered up random kimono who we all just need to kill in a specific place, whatever, right? I just blanked out right now, honestly. But after killing it, it would force the other like weaker kimono, big or small, to go to fuck home. But yeah, these are just a couple of my ideas here. This is my experience with this game. This game is amazing. The gameplay above is all mine, and you'll get to see my experiences in the gameplay of fighting and stuff like that. I'll make it so it's actually pretty entertaining. But don't know. These are just my ideas for a possible sequel. I don't know if one will ever be made. But that's it for the video. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy mentally, emotionally, and physically. Later.